golden child sister took it all. My parents' love, my belongings, and my place at home. Growing up, I always felt like the wallpaper in my own home, always there but never really noticed. It's not like I was expecting parades in my honor every day. But a little acknowledgement would have been nice, you know? If you ever wanted to know what being invisible felt like, you should have dropped by my house during one of my sick spells. Trust me, it wasn't like those TV shows where the sick kid gets pampered and fussed over. Nah, in my case, it was more like being part of the furniture. Useful but not really something you pay much attention to unless it's in your way. This one time, right before midterms during my junior year, I caught the flu bad. I'm talking about the real deal, the kind that knocks you flat and makes you wish you could just sleep through the whole miserable experience. Usually, a sick kid would mean a change in the daily rhythm of the house, right? Well, not in mine. It started on a Monday. I remember because I tried to get up for school and nearly collapsed back into bed. I was burning up. My head felt like it was being squeezed in a vice, and every limb in my body ached like I'd run a marathon the day before. So there I was, a snotty, feverish mess, barely able to shout a weak mom toward the door as she hustled about, getting Karen ready for her big dance audition. "Can you check on me?" I croaked out as she passed by my room, her hands full of Karen's sparkly dance costumes and makeup kits. "I think I'm really sick." She poked her head in, forehead wrinkled, more in annoyance than concern. "Just take some aspirin and try to get some rest, honey. I don't have time right now. Karen's audition is today, and we're already late." With that, she was gone. The front door slammed shut minutes later, the sound echoing weirdly in the empty house. It was just me, alone, feeling like crap and suddenly very aware of just how low I ranked on the family priority list. For the next 3 days, my room became my little quarantine zone. I drifted in and out of feverish sleep, waking up occasionally to the sounds of the house. Karen practicing her routines, the clatter of dishes, the muffled tones of my parents' voices discussing everything and anything but me. One night, I lay there listening as they went on about how Karen's audition went, her chances of getting the lead role, and what they'd do to celebrate if she got it. It wasn't like they completely ignored me. Mom would pop her head in once in a while, remind me to drink water, maybe leave some soup on the nightstand if I was awake. But it was all done in a sort of automatic check-the-box way that made me feel more like a chore than a person. Then there was Karen. Look, I know it sounds like I'm painting her as the villain here, but she's not. She's just caught up in her world. A world where she's the star and I'm not even sure I'm in the cast. When she did come in to see how I was doing, it was usually on her way out, her sympathy quick and rehearsed before she dashed off to meet friends or attend another practice. "Hope you're feeling better now," she'd say, not really asking, because she didn't plan to stay long enough to hear the answer. It was during one of those sick days, though, that something shifted for me. It was a Wednesday, and I was lying there, staring at the ceiling. The house was quiet except for the distant sound of Karen practicing. I started thinking about all those paintings I'd done, stacked up against the walls of my room. Scenes filled with color and life, and how, in contrast, my real world felt so gray and muted. Update 1. Hello to all of you. I have a lot of news to share with you. My residence has been evicted from me. Yes, the sound matches the drama. My parents evidently couldn't wait for me to go to college, even though it's just a few weeks away. The most insane aspect? It all began when I neglected to do the dishes. Update 2. Though it has only been a few weeks since my last post, I felt it was only right to inform you all on my progress. To be honest, I haven't been doing much of anything, although there is some news that you might find interesting. Update 3. I'm sorry to inform you that I have another update, but it is not a good one. With my grandfather's assistance, I was finally going to get my belongings from my parents' house yesterday. However, when we got there, things took a terribly bad turn, and I was horrified to see that practically everything I owned had disappeared.